welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chandelier. As you guys know, I'm a licensed esthetician, but if you're new here, I help estheticians grow their business, starting from school to going to a spa, or maybe you want to open your own business. I help you do everything in between. So if you are new, please make sure you subscribe down below. But if you're an OG, original follower, welcome back. Please hit the thumbs up button. I know you guys love to show love for me. And guys, we are going to get into today's content. I am so freaking excited for this. It has been such a long time coming. Y'all know I have been working on this program for you for so long, and I'm excited to put it together. If you don't know what I'm talking about my masterclass. This is going to give you a breakdown of opening a business, everything you need to know, all of the things that have really helped me. Honestly, when I think about it now, it's really the things, not necessarily a shortcut, but more of a direct path. How can I get you directly on a path of success without wondering or stumbling or just making silly mistakes? And so that's what the masterclass is all about, and I'm really excited to present it. But while we're waiting, I couldn't just leave you guys empty-handed. So here's this amazing series that's going to break down some of the foundations of building a business. What are the fundamentals to being an esthetician? And if you are curious, we're gonna get started right now. So as I've mentioned in the beginning of this video, first of all, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because there's gonna be a lot of great gems for you guys to take on and take into your everyday life that can help you be successful. I have done a lot of content in the past where I've given you 5 things that you should know about opening a business, 5 things you should know about being an esthetician, 5 things that you should be aware of before you get into the industry. And I think it's time for a series that really breaks down the beginning process of what we do. How can you really go from not having a client, right? You don't have a client at this point, to really mastering the initial client experience. Today, we are going to break down this topic into 3 parts. So a while back in a video, I talked to you guys about mastering the consultation and what it means to actually go through and work with your clients and mastering and gaining the trust from your client that you're going to be the one to help them with their skincare journey. Before we get into mastering the consultation, we really need to break down what your client is feeling when they come to you, right? So let's really talk about that. The first thing I want to say is, are we thinking about the experience that they're walking into? Even before a client books with you, they are already making a determination on if they should come to your business, what they're going to expect, the outcome, and a lot of that's before they've even talked to you, right? A big portion of that could be due to your social media content. It could be due to word of mouth. How did they hear about you? So you want to really think about the avenues and the ways that clients are coming to you. And when you're knowledgeable about the avenue of the ways that clients are coming to you, you can already set yourself up for success. So the first thing I want to talk about is just your brand voice, right? Who are you to the community? What services are you offering? What kind of things are you going to be doing for your client? It should be pretty clear cut what kind of services you offer on your menu, so that when your client is booking a service, they know what to expect. So for example, for me, I am intentionally corralling my clients into a set category so that I already know what are we going to be doing. When I first started, if we could just segue for a second, when I first started, I would be like, I don't know why they booked with me. I mean, I know they want a facial, but I really didn't know why they were booking. My services weren't tailored towards that. They were kind of more, I'm actually gonna show you guys what my old service menu used to look like. I'm not mad at that menu, to be completely honest. The girl had intention, but it wasn't intention enough. It wasn't thought all the way through. It wasn't fully baked. It was like half baked, I guess I should say. So when you have intention behind your menu, you're able to kind of already out the gate figure out, is this an acne client? And you know, if it's an acne client, what kind of services you're going to offer, what kind of add-ons you're going to offer. You also know if they're dealing with anti-aging, because they'll book that type of service. Maybe they don't know what to book at all, and that also tells you a lot, right? If a client doesn't know what to book, if they're not sure, should I book an acne facial? Should I book the ultimate facial? They probably don't really have an intensive skincare routine, right? They probably don't have something that they're doing on a reoccurring basis. And that tells you a lot about their mindset. Are they going to be ready to buy product? Maybe, maybe not. Are they, even going to be taking skincare seriously? Probably, depending on your consultation. But again, you should already be thinking about that right out of the gate with your menu. Now, if you purchase my masterclass, one of the things that we'll be talking about is building the perfect menu. How can you really create a menu that's tailored towards your ideal targeted client? But in today's sake of the video and time, obviously that's a little challenging. We're just gonna move into the consultation, okay? So let's say you've got your client, they booked their service, and now they're coming in for their first appointment. I'm really excited to share it with you. I feel like the consultation is one of the reasons why I have so much success with staying booked, keeping clients on a reoccurring basis, because the thing that you have to know about consultations is it's not just a one-time thing. You don't do it just the first time you meet a client and then it's like, okay, we're good from here. 7 months later, we're still doing the same thing. You have to be mindful as an esthetician that you have to check in with your client and consult with them often. I wouldn't say every single appointment needs this level of in-depth consultation, but it is important to really make sure that you are checking in with your client every time they come for an appointment. But let's say this is your very first appointment, right, with them. They booked, they found you, all of these amazing things, but now it's time for you to be the expert. So the first thing that I love to focus on is really what my client is here for. What brought them into the door? Why are they here? What are they looking for? What are they expecting of me, right, as an expert? Because a big part of frustrated clients is not really managing client expectations. So if we can learn what that is up front, we are going to have a lot more success in the back end. So I like to break down my consultation into a couple different categories. The first thing is going to be just an introduction of myself. Who am I? How did I get started? Why am I someone that they should be seeing for this particular concern? It doesn't have to be a long, lengthy thing. You could just say, hey, my name is Chandelier. I'm a licensed esthetician. So nice to meet you. I've been studying for 3 years and I specialize in skin that is dealing with hyperpigmentation and acne, right? And you should have a little bit of information and knowledge from your waiver. But again, if you are just getting started and you don't have a waiver already in place, you should be giving your client a waiver to sign so that you are, one, making sure liability you're covered, but number two, you're also keeping a detailed record of what your client is voicing as their concerns. And then lastly, it's a good way so that you can hold yourself accountable to meeting their goals. As you're working with your clients, their goals are going to change. So it's important to just check in with them and say, hey, when you first came to me, we were talking about this. Now, if we want to add 7 other things in, that's fine. But the first thing you came to me about was this. I took care of that. Now we're moving on to the next thing, okay? So really make sure you have that kind of structured in a way that's going to be successful for you. The other thing, so after I do my introduction with my client, I like to hear them talk to me about what they need. I never skip this. I always ask them what they love about their skin first. I don't need to hear them tell me what they don't like about their skin out of the gate because one, they're going to give that information to you freely. People can't wait to come in and tell you, I'm so sorry for my face. And it's like, girl, it's your face. It's like, no need to be sorry about it at all. It's really okay. But they're gonna tell you that. They're sorry for hair. They're sorry for bumps. They're sorry for sagging skin. Whatever it is, we don't need to really dig deep into that because they're gonna volunteer that information. It's really making sure that you understand what your client already likes. What do they see when they look in the mirror and they're like, you know what? I really like my clear skin. I really like that I don't deal with a lot of breakouts. I really like that my complexion overall is clear, or whatever the reasoning is. The reason why I ask this question is it tells me a couple of things, okay? It tells me where my client is mentally. And in my masterclass, I really break down the importance of mastering mindset with the client because the mindset that your client has is going to dictate how they see results. If they're not feeling it, they not seeing it, okay? So you can't force something on them. If you don't know where they're already at baseline, then you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, for frustration later down the road. I remember when I first got started, I would see my client once every month. And they would come in and I'd see amazing results. I'm like, girl, oh my gosh, look at your skin. And they're like, yeah, I mean, I guess. And I'm like, what? We have worked so hard to get here. You've been doing this for 28 days since the last time I seen you. And all you got to say is, I guess? I would get so frustrated internally, but then I realized that they see themselves every day. You only see them kind of when a change has taken place, right? 4 weeks is a lot of things, living and breathing, shaking and moving and grooving, right? In between that time. So knowing where they are mindset wise really takes some of that frustration out, because if your client answers this one question and says, I don't have anything that I like about my skin, you've got a lot of work to do. And that's okay. We're not here to, avoid the work, but you need to know it. You need to know that. And I wish I would have emphasized that more in the beginning of my career, because it led to me feeling like I wasn't doing my job as an expert, as a professional. In reality, I was doing exactly what I needed to do. So mindset's really important. So once I have that client answer the question, if they can't find anything that they don't like, and you'll be surprised, probably 7 out of 10 clients are in that space. It's kind of the reason why they're here with you. They don't know why they're unhappy. They just know that they're unhappy. And they're hoping that you can help them. And as you're listening and as you're growing with your client, you will be able to help them. Trust me, if you follow the steps in this series, and if you sign up for the masterclass, which I know a lot of you will, invest in yourself, okay? You will get the tools that you need to be able to help these clients. So moving on to the next part of the consultation, which is my favorite part. It's what we come to do. It's why we're estheticians. It is the assessment. We are here to do a thorough skin analysis. And something that I hated about school is that we breezed past that shit, y'all. We were like, oh yeah, we're gonna look the skin. How's your skin look? Okay, cool, it looks good, let's get to it. No, we are not doing that, okay? We are not doing that anymore. We are really taking our time in the skin analysis. Sometimes what I like to do is I build that into my time for the facial. So if the service is 60 minutes, then 10 minutes of the service is a skin analysis. And I'm not kidding. I am going to map out the areas where we have concern. I'm going to take photos. I'm going to feel with my hands. I'm going to touch. I'm going to see, like, are there broken capillaries around the nose? Are we working with an excessive amount of loose skin? Am I looking at skin that has had significant sun damage? Am I looking at skin that's dealing with glycation? And the only way you know these things is if you really take time with touch, feel, and assessment. Let me show you one of my favorite things. Hold on, I gotta go get this. Hold on, y'all, I gotta go get this.
Oh, why are you hollering?
Okay, first of all, for my blind girlies out there who need glasses to see, listen up. If you don't need glasses to see, you still need these, because what these do is they come with a set of magnification lenses, okay? This is, okay, I need these to see it right now, a 3.5. It goes up to like 5x, I wanna say. It has a light, okay, and it snaps right onto the head. I'm gonna pop them on. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna plug a video with it, because girl, the hair is a thing right now. Okay, I guess I'll put them on for you guys. For you guys. For you, girl. You better hit that thumbs up, because I'm done. I'm already done if you're not. If you didn't hit the thumbs up. Okay, can you see me, guys? It's not for you to really see me. It's for you to see things up close and personal, so you can see every single little pore, okay, that your client has. Hold on, let me put my glasses on because the bitch cannot see. But these are so that you can see every single thing on your client's skin. And you'll want to do that because this is what your client sees when they look in the mirror. I'm telling you, they're that close to their face. They are examining it. They're going home, they're taking a picture of the same spot, and they're gonna be like, I'm gonna take a picture of that spot next time. So you better do your due diligence and just don't skip really getting into the client's business, because that's what you're there for. So a mistake that I feel like estheticians make right out of the gate is they don't ask enough questions. We're like, oh my God, am I asking too many questions? You cannot ask too many questions, especially when you're getting paid to do something. People, they rather you ask them a lot of questions and then do what it is that they asked you to do than you just assume like, oh, okay, she just wants glowing skin. No, that may not be what she's there for. She might really want to deal with the congestion that she's dealing with. And if you're not asking questions, you don't really know. This is probably the biggest mistake is people are like, when should I start asking them? From the start, girl. We're gonna start asking them from questions from the minute they come in, and really until until they see you again. The first type of questions you're asking is, what do they love about their skin? Then you're gonna ask those questions that are on your waiver. If you wanna know a pro tip that I personally do is I do the waivers on behalf of my clients. It's like a concierge service. I'm like, let me fill out that paperwork for you. One, nobody wants to write, they're nervous, right? So you can write all that stuff down and you can save it in your notes, but then you're asking the questions and it's not a piece of paper. So that kind of gets you familiar with your client's skin. Now, after you've asked all of these great questions, you should have a really good line, or you should have a really good course of action in your mind of what you want to do next. What type of facial, what kind of recommendations you want to make. Y'all, you're not waiting till the end to do this. If you see something that your client has booked would be better for them, that moment is the time to tell them. And here's what this looks like, because a lot of times you guys are asking me for examples. So here's an example. So your client is like, okay, they booked the customized facial. This facial's $125. But what they really need is a cryofacial because they're dealing with a lot of inflammation. Cryo treatments are great for reducing inflammation in the skin. So what you're in, this difference of facial is $30 difference. So what you're going to do is say, hey, I noticed that you booked the customized facial today and I love that service. I think we can get some really good results. So if you want to keep it as is, I completely understand that. However, you come to me to be the expert and I'm telling you right now, I think we can get some immediate results that are going to be significantly more impactful, a lot more aligned with your goals, and the difference in the service today is going to be $30. Is that something you're comfortable with moving forward with? And do you have the time to add that into the service today? That's it. If your client says no, you're not gonna be like, really, you should do, I'm telling you, you should do it. It's okay for them to say no. They might need a minute to just see what it is that you're doing in the first place. Not saying that they're against trying what's important to you or even taking your recommendation. It's just that they need a little bit more time. They kind of want to see how this is in their budget. We don't know budget-wise as well. So you putting the idea out there puts it in the back of their mind, okay? So don't be offended. Don't think that they don't think you know what you're talking about or that you're just trying to add more to the cost. All of the reasons that they might say no, you've eliminated in your initial ask. Because what did we cover? I know what you booked today. I'm telling you what you're dealing with and what you're asking me for. And I'm also telling you what can help you get there. If we're not going to do that, and if they say no, here's what you say. I completely understand. I get it. This might be what you were expecting today. However, I will go ahead and make a note that this is something that I recommend, okay? And I think this would really help you get to your goals. And I think it's important that I notate this because if we're not seeing the results that you want to see, this could be a part of it. Now, what we have done is we have managed expectations. Do you hear me? Because we're not going to solve the inflammation that they're dealing with right in that moment, maybe because it's just not solvable. Maybe because they really did need to book that other service, if we're being completely honest. Not saying they can't get results, but that other service is better for them, right? We're just making it known that this is the goal for them going forward. And if for some reason they're not liking the results, we have something to fall back on. We can say, hey, let's try this instead. You can always say at any time, if we need to adjust the skincare plan or the skincare routine that you're on and add in that service, just let me know. We can do that. I'm happy to accommodate that. And that's a simple way. Another thing that I love to tell clients, especially if I feel like this is a really good one for if a client's not going to buy a product that you're like, girl, you need this product. Like, what? Why are we doing this if you're not going to get the product? Another good thing that you could say to them is, hey, I completely understand not wanting to put the funds towards that product today. However, I do just want to be clear with the type of results that we're going to experience, because I know what the results look like when my clients follow the routines that I'm giving them. And I can speak confidently to that. When we don't, it makes it a little challenging. Now, feel free to use whatever product you want. I completely support it. I just want to be transparent with you. And now we're taking a little bit of that off of us. We're putting it on the client, and we're putting a seed in the back of their mind that maybe today isn't the day, but you should be moving in that direction. Okay, so while your client is laying down, you've done your skin analysis, right? And you're going into your routine. You're going into your service. And the goal with this service experience is to obviously do what you do best, which is make it memorable. Make sure your client feels everything that you're trying to get across in that service. You know, deep cleanse, you're doing your mask, you're doing all of your standard things. However, something that I noticed that people make a mistake in, and I think it's important to point out because I'm not even picking on you, to be completely honest, I'm picking on past Chandelier. I wouldn't talk about what I was doing during the service. Now, some clients, they want to check out, they're going to go to sleep, so you can ask them that in the beginning. You can set the stage. Hey, you know, you can do a silent service if you would like. However, I'm here to chat if you want. If anything ever feels uncomfortable on your skin at any time, simply just let me know. We can take it off as easy as we put it on. Notice that that rolls right off of my tongue because I say it every single time. It is nothing new. You don't need to reinvent the wheel with this, but the point of doing this is you're giving permission to your client to tell you if something is irritating their skin. You're also letting them know you respect why they came for the service today. If they're tired, if they want to chat. Healing is different for everybody, and this is a very intimate healing type of experience, and you're a part of that. And how they want that is, you know, up to them. So you let them know the level of participation you can play in that. But it's just really important that you set the stage of what you're doing. And the reason why is because sometimes we assume people have been here before, done that. They have not. And if you don't tell them what you're doing, sometimes they're going to think that you're not even doing anything. Okay? And we can't have people thinking that. Like, I don't know why I go to her for facials. All she does is wash my face. Like, no, we can't have people out here thinking that, right? We really need to let them know, like, what I'm doing right now is an enzyme step. What this does is it eats the dead skin cells living on the surface of your skin so that you have a smoother touch and feel to your skin. It eliminates the debris that's on the surface of your skin so that that overall rough, gritty texture that you're feeling, we're going to take that away. So the next time you touch your face, it's going to be so much softer. Softer than you ever imagined. You can say these types of things during the service. This is going to do a couple of things as well. This is planting a seed for your client on those who overthink. They're like, what should I be feeling right now? You kind of tell them how they should be feeling, but then also what they can expect when they're done. So rolling right into the next thing, we're going to talk about record keeping. I touched on this briefly, and really I spent a good deal in my masterclass really breaking down the importance of record keeping, why it can save your ass in the future, okay? Because I'm telling you guys, when you do a service-based business, it's just important that you keep good detailed records of what you're doing and what's being expected of you. Since I can't really go into detail here like I would my masterclass for you guys, is I just want to hit on just never underestimating the importance of updating the records every time a client comes to you. It's not a one-time thing, kind of like the consultation. And if you do these two together, you're really mastering it, right? So your client comes in, this is her second appointment now. You loved it. We're going to go back and talk about how you can pre-book. But before, she loved it. She's so excited. Let's check in. Let's check in and say, how are you loving those products that I sent you with? What about those sample products that you tried? What were some of your results? Did you take any pictures of your skin that you were kind of concerned about? Was there anything that you were worried about? Did you have a different expectation in the results that you have so far? Write every single one of them questions down that I just read. Run that shit back and write it down. Let's check in and say, how are you loving those products that I sent you with? What about those sample products that you tried? What were some of your results? Did you take any pictures of your skin that you were kind of concerned about? Was there anything that you were worried about? Did you have a different expectation than the results that you have so far? Write every single one of them questions down that I just read, because I'm telling you right now, those are the questions that you should be asking. This is the difference between a client coming to you for one service or coming to you for a year. Do you want to make $100, or are you trying to make $1,200? Because it's a big difference. And if you're not truly invested in what your client is trying to achieve, then you are doing yourself a disservice. And your clients can feel that. They know what it feels like to be taken advantage of. And I'm not saying you're intentionally taking advantage of people. I'm saying you're doing yourself a disservice. You're kind of leaving money on the table. Because, I mean, it helps them for you to care about what they need. Okay? So just make sure you're checking in. You're doing a little bit of follow-up. Hey, what are we thinking? You'd be surprised what clients got to say, okay? When they have consulted TikTok and they have consulted their best friend, Jerry, okay? Jerry told them that they only have to wash their face every 4 days. So why is she telling you gotta wash your face every day? You would be surprised the elements that are impacting your results that you have no control over when you're sending your client out into the world. So if you don't stay tapped in, you're not gonna know, and you'll have clients who are using products that they don't even tell you about. They're having results that they're not excited about. They're starting to fizzle out and they're not telling you because you're not checking in. So it's just important to make sure you're doing all of those things. So let's back up. This is a bonus thing. And again, in my masterclass, you guys, this 3-part series, I wish it's really not doing it any justice, y'all, because the amount of stuff that I break down on such a detailed level, I mean, hours worth of just knowledge. And it's not just me. I've consulted some of the industry experts. Like, this very thing is being sponsored by some of the best. One of the things that I have done really well is I get client buy-in and trust almost immediately. I do a really good job of doing that, and I'm going to tell you how. It's not immediately in the first interaction, but immediately, so to speak, okay? And let me tell you how I do it, girl. You want to know? Okay, I'm going to tell you. What I do is I pre-book, and the way that I pre-book, it has nothing to do with sales. It has everything to do with being mindful about my client and their goals. So I take everything that I have gathered in my knowing how they found me, my consultation, understanding their waiver, breaking down their skin analysis, connecting with their routine, hearing their mindset, and I wrap it up in this beautiful bow at the very end of the service. I sit them down. All of my clients have to sit on my couch before they leave. They're not allowed to leave without it. I sit them down, I'm like, okay, let's put together your plan. Because you came to me and you told me these are the results that you're expecting to see. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm going to help you do that. I'm going to recommend the number of services that they should be doing to achieve XY results. And if you don't know, okay, some of this, y'all, we got to fake it till we make it, okay? I'm just going to tell you. Some of you got to fake it till you make it, but you should have a good idea. Like, we shouldn't just be out here just recommending whatever. Usually it's about, 90 days or so, which is 3 to 5 appointments. And I say to them, okay, this is the plan that I put together. These are the dates that I expect to see you again, and these are the products that I want you to use in the meantime between time. And do mornings or evenings work better for you? Okay, that sounds good. Now, what day of the week? Are we a Sunday, or we want to keep it on the same routine? And then I love to do this. Because you told me that this is what you want to see, I want to lock you into your time slot, so let's go ahead and book out all of the rest of your appointments right now. If something comes up, you can let me know. We can make changes. I'm so flexible, especially for my clients that pre-book, because it's out of respect to my time, but also out of respect to yours. So I really try to go above and beyond for these clients. And I tell them that you are like, you know how that lady's like, you're one of my elite employees? Like,
You are now one of my elite employees.
you are now one of my VIP locked in clients, because you have shown the level of commitment that I'm not bumping somebody, just for the heck of it. Like, girl, you're on the slot. You are locked in. Somebody else is getting bumped before she get bumped. Okay? And when they hear that, they're like, damn, okay, we about to get this skin together. Oh my gosh, they're so bought into it that by the time that we get to their 5th appointment, we're now doing another consultation, right? We're checking in and seeing how they feel their results are. I show them their side-by-sides, which all of that we'll get into detail on the master class. But right there, I have booked out all 5 of their appointments simply by showing up in that very first session, and you can too. I think this is going to be a really helpful series for you guys. This is what you're getting in the first episode of this series. Like, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I would have had this, because literally, you guys, I was out there learning how to do what it is that I do now on paid clients. I didn't have like a training course. I didn't have anybody that I could call. I was a solo esthetician working at a spa. The owner of the spa didn't know anything about skincare. I learned how to do a Brazilian on the owner. She was like, you can wax me, and is that not enough? It was not enough, okay? And this is what I wish I would have had. So I highly encourage you, if you are at the place to do so, to invest in my masterclass. And if you're not at that place, that's why I'm making this content right here for you. So make sure you subscribe, turn those notifications on, because that's how you get notified for the latest drops, all of the information. You can pre-order my masterclass that is coming available soon. So make sure you have those notifications on. And if you found this video helpful at all, please share it with a friend. We are on a journey to 8,000 subscribers, and I'm literally like 300 and something away. And it would mean the world to me if I helped you at all. You can help me. So yeah, send it out, share it with a friend, let me know. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I will see you in part 2.